Okay, let's talk about Wolverine in the MCU. Wait, before you roll your eyes and say, oh no, not this again, hear me out. This isn't just another Who Should Play Wolverine video. We are diving into something way more fascinating. Why the idea of Matt Wood as Wolverine reveals so much about Marvel's creative struggles, fan culture, and the weird disconnect between comic book lore and blockbuster casting. Stick with me here. So, quick recap. Kit Connor's playing Cyclops now, Sadie Sink's Jean Grey, Samara Weaving's Emma Frost. The X-Men are coming hard in the MCU. But Wolverine? Crickets. Everyone's too busy shipping Hugh Jackman's return in Secret Wars to ask the real question. What if Marvel actually wanted to do something bold? What if they went full comic accurate and cast? Checks notes. Matt Wood. Who? Exactly. Let's unpack this. Matt Wood's a 30-something British actor you might have seen in Saturday Night or that Elvis movie. Doesn't ring a bell? That's the problem. But somehow, every time Wolverine rumors pop up, his name trends online. Why? Because he's 5 feet 7 inches. That's it. That's the pitch. See, in the comics, Wolverine's a scrappy, rage-filled 5 feet 3 inches knucklehead. Hugh Jackman's 6 feet 2 inches frame gave us those iconic bone claws and shirtless poses, but it's not the source material. So fans, specifically, comic purists, are screaming for a shorter, scrappier Logan. And Wood, being 5 inches shorter than Jackman, suddenly becomes their accidental messiah. In my opinion, this is where fan logic gets hilariously contradictory. You want comic accuracy for Wolverine's height but not, say, his personality? Let's be real, Jackman's Wolverine became a cultural icon because of his physical presence. That gruff charm, the tragic romance, the whole cool old man with claws vibe? It's not just about stature. But okay, fine. Let's say Marvel does want to pivot. What's stopping them? Well, here's where it gets juicy. Corporate casting, baby. Disney doesn't want a cult favorite. They want a star. Look at the new X-Men lineup. Young, fresh faces, but still recognizable. Kit Connor. Huge in Heartstopper. Sadie Sink. Stranger Things. Samara Weaving. The New York Times crossword answer. Matt Wood. He's not a name that sells action figures. And yeah, I get it, this sucks. Talent should matter more than fame. But we are talking about a multi-billion-dollar franchise here. It's not about fairness. It's about risk management. But here's the twist. Wood's actually game. Dude's out here saying, juice me up, I'll be jacked. Shout out to Chris Pratt's Parks to Guardians transformation. But let's not pretend this isn't a Hail Mary. Even if Wood packed on 30 pounds of muscle, would audiences buy an unknown in such a pivotal role? Or would they just tweet "Where's Hugh" for 3 hours straight? What this really highlights is Marvel's identity crisis. Are they doubling down on nostalgia with Jackman, or building something new? If they go the old man Logan route, sure, keep Jackman. But if they want to signal that the X-Men era is a clean break, Wolverine needs to feel different. Not just shorter, but raw. Messier. Less golden god, more feral Canadian. But again, corporate fear. The same studio that spent $300 million on the Marvels and still couldn't nail a coherent story isn't betting on a nobody for Wolverine. Not unless the fan outcry becomes a full-blown riot. So where does this leave us? With a question, how much should Marvel actually listen to the fans? The height debate's a proxy war. It's not about inches. It's about respect for source material versus the realities of blockbuster filmmaking. And honestly, I'm torn. I'd love to see a scrappier Wolverine, but I also get why Marvel would play it safe. Still, if they do stick with Jackman forever, they'd better explain why a 200-year-old guy looks like he's still in his 40s. Maybe just let Wood play his grandson? Or his angry dwarf clone? Either way, this conversation's far from over. What do you think? Should Marvel gamble on Matt Wood, or is he just a pipe dream for comic nerds? Let's go.